next Wednesday.
Why are you mad at me?
You let that man insult me to my face.
When worlds collide,
Saw him last night. They all know each other?
the truth can be exposed.
How'd you know to buy that stock?
Tyler Perry's Sistas, all new next Wednesday at 9. Watch it live on BET.
Hey Sistas fans, welcome back to another video. So the trailer for Tyler Perry Sistas season 4 episode 4, The Night Game, is out. So let's go on and get it started and do a breakdown. Alright guys, so let's dive into it. Now the first scene that we see is Calvin and Sabrina, and Calvin is saying to Sabrina, "Don't touch me, you let that man disrespect me in front of my face." Now we know in the previous episode that Bayo, that's the guy with the African accent, thought that Sabrina was just on a date with a friend and not actually a date with a boyfriend. Now Sabrina really didn't introduce Calvin properly. He just said, "This is Calvin." I think maybe she should have made it a bit clearer, like, "I'm on a date, this is my date, Calvin," or to make it better. Calvin seems to, I think he's had the last straw. I think this is it for Calvin. I think he might call it quits with Sabrina. I do think so. We also see in this scene where Karen is on the phone with Andy saying that, "I saw him last night." I think she's referring to Zach, because when she called Aaron in the end of video promo, Aaron said that Gary was there, but we didn't see him mentioning that Zach was there. So I think that when she went there and saw him and Andy's like, they all know each other. And yes, they do all know each other, because we do have a scene where Zach is talking to Gary and he's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm a hedge fund manager," which is basically a money manager. So I think they're going to start to probably build a relationship, because we know that Zach just got his money right and he's going to want somebody to help him, to encourage him to manage his money the right way so that it can continue to grow. And we also see in another scene where Gary is saying to Zach, "So how do you know about the stock?" And Zach didn't answer based on the promo, but for this, I'm thinking that maybe Zach is going to tell him a part of the truth and not the whole truth, in terms of how he heard about the stock and stuff like that. I think he's just going to tell him a part of it. Not to mention, we are so excited and finally get to see, we know what Gary does, and we actually get to see Gary at work. One thing about Gary is going to wear a suit, and he looks good in those suits. So we now know that he's a hedge fund manager. We also see El Fuego and Danny in the trailer, and Danny is saying, "The truth is, I can't do this." We know that she really likes Preston, but I don't think it's because of Preston why she don't want to do it. I think she is still stuck on the fact that El Fuego is a stripper, and she said it to Sabrina that she doesn't think it's gonna work because of that. So I'm thinking that's the same thing that's coming back here, why she doesn't want to do it. And of course we have to talk about Fatima. Now in the end of video promo, we see where Fatima is saying to Zach, "If you mess with my heart, you will lose." So I'm guessing it's one of two things. Either Zach went home and said, "Fatima," maybe he saw Karen and Fatima is going off that's why she's saying that. Or it could be where Zach told him that, "Hey, I met this hedge fund manager whose name is Gary and such, as he's gonna help me with my money." And we know that Fatima knows Gary and knows his history, and they do not have good history. So it's like she knows what Gary does and what he's capable of, and being that they're going to now starting to build a relationship, Fatima is like, "You better not do what he does." So I guess we'll have to see next week. But the trailer is pretty good, and it's got us all hyped and excited to see what's gonna happen next week. We definitely want to see what happened with that basketball game when Karen shows up and Aaron is there. We want to see how Zach is gonna react to meeting Aaron, and on how Karen is going to react to knowing that all of them know each other. So this should be interesting. I can't wait for next week. Tell me in the comments, guys. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? What are your predictions for next week? What do you think is going to happen?